we're girl guides.
And we're here to help.
So we can get our being helpful badges.
Oh, I don't need any help, thank you.
Yes, you do.
That's a really busy road.
And you're really old and frail.
And if you tried to cross it alone, anything could happen.
Anything.
And we wouldn't want anything happening to you now, would we?
But I don't want to cross the road.
You don't seem to understand. We really want our being helpful badges, and we are being helpful.
And you are crossing that road.
So we can either do this the easy way
or the hard way. So what's it gonna be? Frail old man.
Welcome to Viking High, in which traditionally raised Viking children get a modern education. In keeping with any modern syllabus, the children of Viking High are required to take a sex and health education class.
Now, class, today we'll be talking about going through puberty. Now, can anyone tell me what that means? Yes, Harkon, son of Hacklang.
Is it when you start wanting to club girls over the head and dragging them into huts?
Yeah, not quite, Harkon. Yes, Girdlot, daughter of Goodlang.
Is it when you want to start clubbing boys over the heads and dragging them into huts?
Look, class, obviously, noticing the opposite sex is one of the facets of the onset of puberty, but we don't knock people over the head and drag them into huts.
Do we drag them into caves?
No. Girls don't drag boys into anything, and boys don't drag girls into anything.
Aren't you being a little traditional, don't you think, sir? I mean, say if I was a boy and I wanted to club another boy and drag him into something, should that not be accepted in these modern times?
Safe and sound after crossing the busy road.
Glad we could be of help.
Frail old man.
But I didn't even want to be on this side. My son's picking me up on that side of the road.
Oh, well, we can't let you go back there now. It's way too busy.
Way too busy.
And you're really old and frail.
Look, that's my son there. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, well.
Which would you rather, see your son or get killed crossing a busy road?
I know which I'd rather.
Anyway.
We better go. More people to help.
Probably most of them a little more grateful than you.
N-U-F-F-N-U-F-F. Nuff nuff. Facetious.
P-H-I-F-A-C-E-A. I did terrible in English and could not spell that to save my own life.
I believe it is a Fijian plant. A person.
It's to be kind of exaggerating.
The definition is a word that is really hard to spell that a lot of people don't know the definition of. That is the definition for facetious.
Is it like a gory, festering fish or something?
Rex the dinosaur.
Rex the dinosaur was very unhappy. He was broke and really needed a job. But having such tiny little arms made it very hard for him to keep one. Rex had tried everything. Cleaning windows, filling out forms, even being a doctor.
Clear!
But one day, a kind man named Frank gave Rex a job he could do. Frank ran a restaurant, and every day Rex would sweep the floor with his tail. Frank loved Rex, staff loved Rex, and the customers loved Rex.
Rex!
One day, Rex ate them all. Because Rex was a Tyrannosaurus. Hi, my name's Joel Thomas. My friend Ed and I are recording this in case our worst fears have been confirmed and society as we know it has collapsed.
We're going to die. We're both going to die.
Snap out of it, Ed.
Show them the evidence.
This so-called smartphone has not beeped, rung, or shown any sign of human existence outside of this room in the past 4.5 hours, despite having maximum charge and 5 full bars of reception. This lack of communication from the outside world leads us to believe that we are, in fact, in the midst of a zombie apocalypse. We'll check in later, if we haven't been devoured.
Are you tired of waiting? Sick of spending your precious hours standing in long, frustrating queues? Then why not get a contagious disease? With a contagious disease, you can say goodbye to queues forever. And with a contagious disease, prompt service is always guaranteed.
With the contagious disease, I spend less time in queues and more time feeling horribly ill. Thanks, contagious disease.
Contagious disease. And now new fat-free contagious disease. Contract them today.
Okay, does anyone know any of the other things that happen during puberty? Okay, for instance, do you know that you might start noticing hair in new places?
I, for one, cannot wait to grow a big bushy beard, like my father, Hackline.
Just sit down.
I, a huge beard, long enough to twist into many a braid, one for each village.
A beard for the ages, one to shield us against the worst of winter and the iciest of seas.
And I shall grow a fiery red moustache, just like my mother, Goodlang.
N-U-T-B-A-R. Nut bar.
Desiccate. That's an easy one. D-E-S-O-C.
D-E-S-O-D-E-S-E.
D-E-C-D-E-S-E.
This is a word that rings a bell. Is it like murder? No.
To desiccate something is to throw it up in the air and cheer very loudly.
And it is the action of making coconuts delicious.
Doesn't that mean to destroy something?
Desiccate, it's kind of like, you know that word, your limbs fall off? Amputate, but desiccate? It's like re-sticking back on. Oh my gosh, are you serious? What? Listen to this. Jim has to catch the train to the city. It takes him 4 minutes to walk to the station. There's a 2-minute wait for the train. Jim then has to go 5 stations that are 6k apart on a train that is travelling 90 kilometres per hour. How long does it take for Jim to arrive at his destination?
Who cares?
When are we ever going to use any of this stuff anyway?
I know, it's such a waste of time.
Joe!
What is it?
Mum and Dad have been in a car crash. They need you to donate your blood to them. You're the only match.
Oh my gosh.
You have to get there in 30 minutes or they're goners. The only way to get there is a train.
How long's that going to take?
Well, it's about a 4-minute walk to the train station and usually a 2-minute wait. The hospital they're in is at about 5 stops, which are like, 6 kilometres apart. I think the train travels at about 90 kilometres per hour.
Don't worry, I can figure it out. That's it. It'll take us 26 minutes. We'll just make it.
Dude, that took you 4 hours.
I hate maths.
Now, does anyone know what is meant by the term voice breaking? Yes, Carl.
Is it when you smash someone in the mouth with an axe?
No, not quite.
Hi, Joel here. We've now been locked in my room for 5 hours and 52 minutes, and still my smartphone has not rung or received so much as a single text. This can only mean one thing.
That no one wants to call or text you.
No, that the zombie apocalypse outside is now in full swing.
Look, why don't we just go outside and take a look?
Oh, sure, Ed. You go outside and take a look. But if you get bitten and infected, don't come screaming back here and expect me not to hit you over the head with a cricket bat.
Dingleberry. Dingleberry.
D-O-G-G...
D-O-G-M-A-T-T.
D-O-G-M-A-T-I-C.
D?
It's not quite a word, it's more slang. Because when something's really cool, that's dogmatic. That's just hip.
It's a dog that sleeps on mats.
A character in a popular French comic book.
My nickname. The Dogmatic, they call me.
This is Mia. Say hi.
Hey.
Okay, so Mia and I are having a who looks best in a hairnet competition. We have to wear these under our wigs. They keep our hair in place. This is Mia.
Now here's Molly.
You were impressed before? Whoa, check this out. What you gonna do about my hair?
Do a twirl, Molly.
Okay, no, that's fine. We can do it some other time. So long. Well, Barry, my friend just canceled. Looks like I'm staying home all night. Great. Say, are you hungry? I could make us some pasta.
It's pasta.
Yeah, pasta.
Pasta.
You don't like pasta?
It's pasta.
Okay, sheesh, forget the pasta. I know. Why don't I make us both a delicious tuna sandwich?
It's tuna.
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 Tuna. Tuna.
Oh, that's heavy. Oh dear. Oh, ooh. Oh, yeah. Tuna.
Eddie's clearly starting to lose his mind. Or maybe it's an airborne infection and he's starting to succumb. Either way, if we don't have communication from the outside world soon, I may have to club him over the head. Even if we do have communication from the outside world, I may have to club him over the head just to shut him up.
Hey, Jen, you know how I told you I have a new boyfriend?
Yeah?
Well, there's something I haven't told you about him.
What?
He's a bit older than my last boyfriend.
Serious? Like 18?
Oh, no, he's much older.
21?
Way older.
30?
No, he's 327 years old.
How is that possible?
Okay, you can't tell anyone, but he's a vampire.
Serious, like in Twilight? Shh. That is so hot. Oh, I'm so jealous. I bet he looks just like our pads.
Here he comes. Edward, this is Jen.
What?
I just didn't say anything.
Good, thanks.
I feel just like Bella Swan.
Here's Bella Swan.
Back to the Rafters. A very, very good show. I like it a lot. But I do not understand why it is called Back to the Rafters. Maybe it is because their last name is Rafters. But they are not packed. When I was small, there was 8 of us in a small apartment. That was packed. We were packed to the rafters. These rafters are not packed to anything. Look at that room. There's enough room for an entire army. They're not packed. You rafters are not packed. Oh, no. Mr. Rafters is going up behind Mrs. Rafters while she's staring off into space. I wonder what is going to happen. He's going to put his hands on her shoulders and then she's going to cry. This is what happens every time. Do not put your hands on her shoulders, Mr. Rafters. Don't do it. It'll make her cry. No, stop it. Don't do it. Don't make her cry. Do not do it, Mr. Rafters. He did it. And now she's crying. I told you not to do it. Idiots! Mr. Rafters!
Hey, puddle jumpers. You know when the summer hits and all the puddles dry up? That's the end of the fun, right? Wrong! Now with the Puddle Jumpers Instant Puddle Kit, you can jump puddles all year round.
Every Puddle Jumpers Instant Puddle Kit contains this awesome spade, this cool bag of water, and full instructions.
What you doing?
I'm making myself a puddle with the Puddle Jumpers Instant Puddle Kit.
Cool.
First, you dig a shallow hole.
Far out.
Then, you take the Puddle Jumpers bag of water and pour it in the hole. Now remember, the water should completely fill the hole. If it doesn't, you'll need more water, which you can purchase from the Puddle Jumpers website. Okay, puddle complete. Now we're ready to get puddle jumping.
Puddle Jumpers Instant Puddle Kit, only $79.95. It's puddle-tastic.
Well, I think Puddle Jumpers is such a grand idea that I'm surprised no one really thought of it before. I think it's going to go places. I think it's going to go further than anyone thought it would go.
Puddle jumping has the potential to be huge. It just needs a celebrity to take the idea and run with it. And, you know, if you see someone like Richard Gere puddle jumping, you know, everyone is going to want to puddle jump.
I'd like to see puddle jumping as a you know, Olympic-sized event where we perhaps fill a pool with a puddle.
Rowan and I, because we were the puddle jumper hosts, we've been going around the country and just teaching people of it, you know, people that might not have access to puddles generally. We bring them puddles. We bring the puddle to the people. That's our little catchphrase.
I think it's a bit more simple than the Rubik's Cube, so I don't essentially think it'll be the Rubik's Cube of the decade, but it might be the ball in a cup of the decade. Quite a simpler alternative.
If puddle jumping doesn't catch on, I'll be crushed a little inside. I mean, who doesn't want to puddle jump? It's the new craze, it's whack, it's cool, it's hip. Start puddle jumping.
It's now 11 hours and 4 minutes, and still no calls or texts have come through on my smartphone. This lack of communication from the outside world is proof that the old society that we know has now collapsed, and we are being overrun by hordes of flesh-eating zombies.
No, Joel, no. I don't believe you. It's like every other time we've been stuck in this room. I'm going home. I'm going home right now.
Fine, Ed, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Signing out.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
This diary, it has a page on the front for your personal details.
Yes, indeed.
Name, date of birth, that kind of thing. But then it says, in case of an emergency, please call this number, and then leaves a space for a name and a number.
That's right.
How exactly does that work?
Well, if you were in a car accident, for example, and someone found you, they could call the number that's in your diary. A family member, I'd imagine.
Well, that's only one very specific example, isn't it? What if the emergency was giant meteors falling from the sky? I don't think my mummy would be much help in that circumstance. Well, if the emergency was giant meteors falling from the sky, I'd want someone to call the meteor department, not my mummy. I love my mummy, but look, she's not very good with giant death meteors. Well, what if the emergency is that giant worms hibernating beneath the Earth's crust awake and start attacking civilization as we know it? I don't think people will be looking in my diary for the answer to that problem, do you? Oh, no! Oh, there's giant prehistoric worms attacking us. What are we going to do? Quickly, someone find Billy's diary so we know the answer for that problem.
It's not really for that, sir.
Well, I don't think a diary should pretend to be the solution for all possible emergencies. Do you?
That's not how it works.
I'll tell you how it works. How it works is that I don't buy this liar of a diary. Good day.
Now, let's talk contraception. Why do we need contraception? One reason is to stop unwanted babies.
In my village, unwanted babies are given over to be raised by wolves.
Aye, like Astrid over there.
That is one way, but it's not exactly contraception. Can anyone tell me what contraception is?
When children are put at high peaks as sacrifices to the gods.
As the sun sets on Viking High, we are reminded once again that while you can't take the Viking out of the Viking, you can on occasion take a small Viking out of a larger Viking.
Death.
Mourning.
Sorrow. Deep, overwhelming, all-encompassing sorrow. Sorrow so powerful and all-pervasive that it sucks in everything around it like some kind of merciless, emotionless black hole.
Perfect.
Isn't it a bit long to be a band name?
We could always shorten it to Sorrow.
Check it. Here comes Tony.
Cool.
Cool?
Yeah, cool. His uncle's got this music shop, and he said he could maybe organise some instruments for the band.
Nice.
Greetings, Earthlings.
Hey, Tony. How did everything go?
At the doctor's, all good. He said my waterworks were just fine. Just a puberty thing, you know. I'll grow out of it.
Tony, I actually meant with getting instruments for the band.
Oh, those, even better. Check these babies out.
What? No.
Is this some sort of sick joke?
Why start a band? You can start a whole collective. A ukulele collective. Why doesn't anyone understand me? I'm depressed and alone and I'm so sadly. I'll be this way for all eternity till there is no more of me. Say.
Do you think one of these would be solid enough to knock him out with?
No. But I think 3 would.
Everybody! Why doesn't anyone understand me? I'm depressed and alone and I'm so sadly. Come on. I'm alone, I'm so sadly. I'll be this way for all eternity till there is no more